Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Everyone, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Tonight's reciters for Canto 1, Chapter 19, verses 21 to 40 are Sonal Mataji. I think she should be online soon. And Prabhavati Sachi Mataji for Sanskrit.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please
Hare
accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Sonal Mataji, are you on?
Hey, so before I
Okay, while she's trying to connect, I will do the English. If you want to start, Prabhavati Mataji, with the
Yes,
invocation.
yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chapter 19, text 21. Sarve vayam tavadihasmaheta kalevaram vyavadasvihaya lokam param virajaskam vishokam yasatyayam bhagavat pradanaha.
Hare Krishna. We shall all wait here until the foremost devotee of the Lord, Maharaj Parikshit, returns to the supreme planet, which is completely free from all mundane contamination and all kinds of lamentation.
Text 22. Ashrutya tadrushi ganavacha parikshit samam maduchyut guru chavyalikam abhashatainan avinandya yuktan shushrushamanascharitāni Vishnoho.
All that was spoken by the great sages was very sweet to hear, full of meaning and appropriately presented is perfectly true. So after hearing them, Maharaj Parikshit, desiring to hear of the activities of Lord Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, congratulated the great sages.
Text 23. Samagataha sarvata eva sarve vedayata murtidhara sripaste nehatanamutra chakaschanartha rute paranugrahamatra shilam.
The king said, O great sages, you have all very kindly assembled here, having come from all parts of the universe. You are all as good as supreme knowledge personified, who resides in the planet above the three worlds, Satyaloka. Consequently, you are naturally inclined to do good to others, but for this you have no interest either in this life or in the next.
Text 24. Tataschava pracham imam viprasche vishrubhya vipra iti kratyatayam sarvatmanam briyamaneischa kratyam shuddham cha tatra mrishatabhiyuktaha.
O trustworthy Brahmanas, I now ask you about my immediate duty. Please, after proper deliberation, tell me of the unalloyed duty of everyone in all circumstances, and specifically of those who are just about to die.
Text 25. Tatrat bhavat bhagavan vyasaputro yadricchayagam atamano napekshaha alakshyalingo nijalabhatushto vritascha balair avaduta veshaha.
At that moment, there appeared the powerful son of Vyasadeva. Sorry, could you scroll down, please? Thank you. Who traveled over the earth disinterested and satisfied with himself. He did not manifest any symptoms of belonging to any social order or status of life. He was surrounded with women and children, and he dressed as if others had neglected him.
Text 26. Tam dvashtavarsham sukumarapada karorubhavam shakapolagatram charvayataksho nasatulyakarna subruvananam kambu sujatakantam.
Son of Vyasadeva was only 16 years old. His legs, hands, thighs, arms, shoulders, forehead, and the other parts of his body were all delicately formed. His eyes were beautifully wide, and his nose and ears were highly raised. He had a very attractive face, and his neck was well formed and beautiful like a conch shell.
Text 27. Nigudajatram pratutungavakshasam avartanabhim valivalgudaram cha digambaram vaktra vikirnakesham pralambabahum samarottamabham.
His collarbone was fleshy, his chest broad and thick, his navel deep, and his abdomen beautifully striped. His arms were long, and curly hair was strewn over his beautiful face. He was naked, and the hue of his body reflected that of Lord Krishna.
Text 28. Shyamam sadapi vyavayongalakshmya Srinamanogyam ruchirasmitena pratyutitaste munaya shvasanebhya tallakshanagnya api gudavarchasam.
He was blackish and very beautiful due to his youth. Because of the glamour of his body and his attractive smiles, he was pleasing to women. Though he tried to cover his natural glories, the great sages present there were all expert in the art of physiognomy, and so they honored him by rising from their seats.
Text 29. Savishnurato titaya agataya tasmai saparyam shirasa jahara tato nivruta hyubada striyorbaka mahasane sopa vivesha pujitaha.
Maharaj Parikshit, who is also known as Vishnurata, one who is always protected by Vishnu, bowed his head to receive the chief guest, Sukdev Swami, Goswami. At that time, all the ignorant women and boys ceased following Srila Sukadeva. Receiving respect from all, Sukdev Goswami took his exalted seat.
Text 30. Sasamravratastatra mahan maheyasam brahmarshi devarshi sangaihi vyarocatalam bhagavan yadendur grahakshatara nirakai paritaha.
Sukdev Goswami was then surrounded by saintly sages and demigods, just as the moon is surrounded by stars, planets, and other heavenly bodies. His presence was gorgeous, and he was respected by all.
Text 31. Prashantamaseenam akuntamedasam munim ripo bhagavatobhyupetya pranamya mudna vahita kritanjali datva giraso nritayan vaprachat.
The sage Sri Sukdev Goswami sat perfectly pacified, intelligent, and ready to answer any question without hesitation. The great devotee, Maharaj Parikshit, approached him offered his respects by bowing before him, and politely inquired with sweet words and folded hands.
Text 32. Parikshit uvacha aho adya vayam brahman satsevya kshatra bandavaha kripayati tirupena bhavadvistirtaka kritaha.
The fortunate King Parikshit said, O Brahmana, by your mercy only you have sanctified us, making us like unto places of pilgrimage, all by your presence here as my guest. By your mercy, we who are but unworthy royalty become eligible to serve the devotee.
Text 33. Esham samsaranat pumsam sadya shuddhyanti vaikrihaha kim punardarshanam sparsha padashauchasanadibihi.
Could you scroll up, please, Jyoti Mataji? Jyoti Mataji, could you? Simply by remembering you, our houses become instantly sanctified. And what to speak of seeing you, touching you, washing your holy feet, and offering you a seat in our home?
Text 34. Sanidhyate mahayogin patakani mahantyapi sadya nishyanti vai pumsam vishnuriva suretaraha.
Just as the atheist cannot remain in the presence of the personality of Godhead, so also the invulnerable sins of a man who are immediately vanquished in your presence, O saint, O great mystic.
Text 35. Api me bhagavan pritaha Krishna pandu sutta priyaha Paitra swasheya prityartam Tadgotrasyasta bandavaha.
Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is very dear to the sons of King Pandu, has accepted me as one of those relatives just to please his great cousins and brothers.
Text 36. Anyatha te vyaktagate darshanam na katam rinam Nitaram riyamananam samsiddhasya viniyatsaha.
Otherwise, without being inspired by Lord Krishna, how is it that you have voluntarily appeared here, though you are moving incognito to the common man and are not visible to us who are on the verge of death?
Text 37. Ata pritchami samsiddhim yoginam paramam gurum purushasyeha yat karyam mriyamanasya sarvata.
You are the spiritual master of great saints and devotees. I am therefore begging you to show the way of perfection for all persons, and especially for one who is about to die.
Text 38. Yat shrotavyam mato japyam yat kartavyam rabhi prabho smartavyam bhajaniyam va bruhi yadva viparyayam.
Please let me know what a man should hear, chant, remember, and worship, and also what he should not do. Please explain this to me.
Text 39. Nunam bhagavato brahman graheshu grahamedinam nalakshyate bhavastanam api godohanam kvachit.
O powerful Brahmana, it is said that you hardly stay in the houses of men long enough to milk a cow.
So, text 40. Suta uvacha evam abhashitah prashtah sarajna sarajna shlakshanaya gira pratyabhasata dharmagno bhagavan badarayanihi.
Sri Suta Goswami said, the king thus spoke and questioned the sage, using sweet language. then the great and powerful personality, the son of Vyasadeva, who knew the principles of religion, began his reply. Hare Krishna.
Dear devotees, please can we be mindful when we're joining to just be on mute, please? It kind of disturbs the beautiful recitations for all. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Indulekha Mataji, are you taking the class?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, I'm waiting. Will you give me to host, please?
Jyoti Mataji will give you the host.
Thank you.
Jyoti Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji, you are the host now. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you. One second. Give me 1 second, please. Okay, I think I'm having some problem. Give me 1 second, please. If someone can do the Mangalacharan in the meantime, I will be very glad. Thank you.
Okay, Mataji, I'll do the Mangalacharan. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Sri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gora Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Mataji. I'm sorry, I cannot put myself on the screen, but yeah, I'm trying to. I don't want to waste more time, so I will just leave it as it is. And I think everybody knows me, so we'll start from here. I'm so sorry.
That's okay, Mataji. That's understandable. Please don't worry. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for your encouragement, Mataji. I need it. Okay, so here. So, dear devotees, I'm so sorry. This laptop is new to me, and usually I use iPad, so I'm so sorry about it. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to facilitate on this platform today. So I welcome all of you, and I request all of you to please bless me so that I can use the right words at the right time. So indeed, we are all very fortunate that we are able to listen to Krishna Katha during this auspicious month of Kartik. Also, there is a Bhisma Panchaka, which started yesterday and will end on Monday. Today is also Varahadwadasi. It's very auspicious again. And since I'll be talking a little bit on Damodar Lila later, I would like it to be an interactive session. Please, if everybody could, I request that everybody do participate if I ask a question. There is no wrong answer, and I would appreciate it if anybody helps by answering some questions. So thank you, Mataji, you just did the Mangalacharan. So I will start with some prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham bande Shri Guru Dina Taranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtapray Shunvatam Swakatha Krishna Punyasrana Kirtanaha Hridayantosto Hiyabhatrani Idunoti Suritsatam Nastapраयेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवते सेवया भगवते उत्तम श्लोकेर भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 19, verses 23 and 24. So I will start with the verses and then we will go from there. Samagataha sarvata eva sarve Veda yatha murtidhara striprishthe Nahata namutra chakastachartha Rite paranugraham atmasilam. The king said, O great sages, you have all very kindly assembled here, having come from all parts of the universe. You are all as good as supreme knowledge personified, who reside in the planets above the free world, Satyaloka. Consequently, you are naturally inclined to do good to others, and but for this, you have no interest either in this life or in the next. So we'll go to the verse 24.
Sorry, Mataji, to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Could we have the verses on the screen, please?
It is on the screen. You're not seeing it?
No, I'm not seeing it. I can see your name in the middle of the screen.
Oh.
What about the others? Can they see the verses on the screen?
No, we can't.
No, we can't see.
Oh, the verses in front of me. I think, I don't know. Well, hold on.
Because Jyoti Mataji has made you the host or co-host, you should be able to share the verses on the screen.
Okay, so Oh, Krishna. So I think I'll just come off and then just you just pop up. Can you put it again, please? You just pop up and then it went.
Mataji, would you like Jyoti Mataji to share the verses on the screen?
Yes, if she can, please. But yeah.
Jyoti Mataji, would you be able to share the verses, please? Thank you.
Mataji, I will just come off and then log on again, please. 1 second. So I know I'm wasting lots of time here. Oh, what's I'm seeing to this. Okay, so shall I see the verses again? I think I have already said 23. Can I see 24? I should have asked if you are seeing my screen. I don't know why.
Yeah, if you could start the verses again, please, so that we can read with you. Thank you.
Okay, now I think you can see me.
Yes, we can. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, verse 23. Samagataha sarvatra eva sarve veda yatha murtidhara stripriste nahata namutre chakaschanartha rite paranugraham atmasilam. The king said, O great sages, you have all very kindly assembled here, having come from all parts of the universe. You are all You are all as good as the supreme knowledge personified who reside in the planet above the free world, Satyaloka. Consequently, you are naturally inclined to do good to others. And but for this, you have no other, no intention, no, I cannot see the word now.
It is interest, Mataji, no interest.
Interest either in this world or in the next. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. So yes, so we will go to the second also, verse 24 also, please. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Here we go. Right, you can see now?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Your prayer is there, I'm sure. Yes. So this is 24. Tatasva prishchami imam vipriche visrabhya vipraiti kritya tayam sarvatmana mriyamanascha krityam sudham chatatram risata bhiyuktaha. O trustworthy brahmanas, I now ask you about my immediate duty. Please, after proper deliberation, tell me of the unalloyed duty of everyone in all circumstances, and specifically of those who are just about to die. So are you recording this session?
Jyoti Mataji is recording, yes.
Oh, I hope you don't get all that shouldn't be there. Anyway, yes. So we know that as we know, Parikshit Maharaj, he was cursed. He had been cursed by a young Brahmana boy to die within 7 days. And this immature boy, Shringi, he didn't know what he was doing. So as soon as Maharaj Parikshit got this news, he left home, he left his kingdom and family, and he decided to go to a holy place, namely by the river Ganga, to spend the last 7 days of his life. So we have been discussing about these the circumstances which led to that curse, and we have had so many discussions and so many debates. Previously, we debated about why such a big punishment to a righteous king. We arrived to different conclusions, but the ultimate reason was that this particular situation of being cursed by a young Brahmana boy was ordained by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. the Lord himself, while arranging these incidents, the Lord had two purposes. One is that the Lord wanted Parikshit Maharaj to go back home, back to Godhead. And second, the Lord wanted Sukadev Goswami to narrate the Bhagavatam while making Parikshit Maharaj a student. So also Parikshit Maharaj was a Mahabhagavata. He wanted to hear the pastime of Sri Krishna. So as soon as the news reached the other planetary systems that the emperor has retired from the kingdom and has decided to spend the time by the river Ganga, all the great sages from different planetary systems, they started arriving to that place, to the river Ganga as well. So now this particular verse, verse 23, it pertains to Maharaj Parikshit speaking to those great sages. Samagataha sarvatra eva sarva veda yatha murti dharas tripiste. And then what is he saying? The king says, "O great sages, you have all kindly assembled here, having come from all parts of the universe. You are all good you are as good as a knowledge personified." That's what he said. So who reside in the planetary above the free world, Satyaloka. So consequently, you are naturally inclined to do good to others, but for this, you have no interest either in this world, in this life, or in the next. The problem is this now. Yes, yeah. So here we see, if we see in the previous verses, the sages are described as those who were verily purified. Then what was the purpose to go to that holy place? So obviously the sages, they didn't go there for their own benefit, for their own purification, because they did not desire any spiritual or material benefits. Actually, they went there to witness the departure of Maharaj Parikshit. That is a very, very rare event in the entire universe. Maharaj Parikshit was going back home, back to Godhead. He was not an ordinary personality, as we have been seeing all through his entire life. The Lord even went into his mother's womb to save Maharaj Parikshit. So as a very young, at a very young age, the Pandava, they entrusted him the entire kingdom. And then they left because he was capable. He was very young. He was an exalted personality, but very young. So it is also interesting to know that these great sages were very accomplished personalities, as it is stated. Veda yatha murti dharas tripriste, meaning they were all as good as a Veda personified. Srila Prabhupada explained here that they were fully cognizant of the Vedic wisdom, both material and spiritual. They were the inhabitants of the Satyaloka, the topmost planet. Now, this can be explained in two ways. Here, I have this chart. So, Tripriste means which is situated above three planetary systems, namely the upper, the intermediate, and the lower worlds. Another classification is that Earth is in the intermediate planet, and then there are the 6 upper planets, which are Satyaloka, Tapaloka, Janaloka, Maharloka, Swargaloka, Bhuvarloka, and then we have Bhuloka, also known as a Earth planet. And then there are 6 lower planetary systems, which are Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Mahatal, Rasatal, and Patal. So we see that the inhabitants of Satyaloka are fully cognizant of Vedic wisdom, since there is no coverings. There's no coverings of material energy, whereas in this material world, we are all covered with material energy. So Srila Prabhupada says in his purport that the good qualities of the living being, which can be attained up to 78% of the Lord attributes, become almost extinct because of the covering of the material energy. So, but with the process of spiritual life, the material coverings is cleared. So just like when the sun appears, all the clouds are dissipated. Similarly, through Vedic knowledge, spiritual energy shines forth. So we get back our spiritual energy. So as a result of the Vedic wisdom, the great sages were particularly desireless. They didn't desire anything. So they had nothing to achieve in their spiritual them spiritual or in this material world, because they were completely self-satisfied. Also, they were very much aware of the fundamental defects of this material world, namely birth, old age, disease, and death, together with all other inconveniences of taking birth in this material world. So they were mostly interested in going to the spiritual world to become free from the repetition of birth and death. These sages have fully realized their spiritual identity. Even though they were in the material world, they were not subject to the repetition of birth and death. So what is their position then? Why did they come here, and why they are still in the material world, even in the Satyaloka as considered material, right? So what is their position? So they are just waiting. They're just waiting to go to Godhead, and they have to wait until the universe is completely dissolved at the end of Brahma's life. So they cannot go before Brahma's life. That is the situation of the Satyaloka inhabitants. Now let us contrast this with the position of a devotee who is completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness. That Sri Krishna explained in Bhagavad Gita chapter 8, Attaining the Supreme. And now in Bhagavad Gita chapter 7, Lord Shri Krishna also described the knowledge of the Absolute. This knowledge of the Absolute is specifically for those who are practicing Bhakti Yoga. So otherwise, all other practices give only the understanding that we are different from matter and that we are spirit. But such knowledge is inadequate for ultimate liberation. So there is a need for the knowledge of the Absolute beyond the spirit and matter. And then the self-realization begins when there is inquiry about the absolute truth. So the Vedanta Sutra says, Athato Brahma Jignasa, Srimad Bhagavatam 4.22.21. So to know about the ultimate source, the ultimate controller of everything, including the spirit, soul, and material energy. So when that inquiry is completed, then a person is able to understand the absolute truth. Also, the absolute truth is not understandable by everyone, except by those who practice Bhakti Yoga sincerely, without any material desires. So we know that through Jnana Yoga, one understands Brahman. Through Astanga Yoga, one understands Paramatma. Only through Bhakti Yoga, one understands Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is beyond Brahman and Paramatma. Maharaj Pariksit already knew all these, as he was a Mahabhagavata. Just for our sake, for sake of teaching us, he inquired from the sages. Also, before Sukdev Goswami arrived, Pariksit Maharaj already requested all the sages present there to kindly sing the glories of Lord Vishnu. So out of humility, he told them that they had come there just to do good for others, since they had no other purposes. So Maharaj Pariksit also asked them, what should a person who is about to die do? So there, all these sages, none of them was able to give an answer, a definite instructions, what he should do for the coming 7 days, so that he could achieve ultimate liberation. So anyone who desires to go back to Godhead, who doesn't follow the process described by Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, or as explained by a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciplic succession, have to elevate themselves to the Satyaloka and wait for Brahma's life to be exhausted. Only then they can get liberation. Otherwise, there is no possibility. It is not possible. So whereas with the process of Bhakti Yoga, one can go back home, back to Godhead. In this very same life, they don't have to elevate themselves to Satyaloka and wait for Brahma's life to end and then to go. So here, except for Sukdev Goswami, nobody was able to tell Maharaj Pariksit what he should be, what should he do within the 7 days, so he could get ultimate liberation. And the text 24, we see there are 2 repetitions in text 24. The first repetition is that all the great sages, you see, all the great sages from different planet system were present when Maharaj Pariksit had retired from the kingdom and was about to die. So most of the same sages They were on the battlefield of Kurukshetra when Bhishmadev was about to leave his body. The same sages. So, and here it is nice to point out that Bhishmadev, he was a great grandfather of Maharaj Parikshit. They were both so fortunate to have an association of great sages at the end of their lives. So we see also, the second repetition is that Maharaj Parikshit asked, what is the immediate duty of someone, like of his immediate duty? What was his immediate duty? That's what he asked. So again, we go back on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Arjuna asked similar question to Lord Shri Krishna. And in Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, text 7, he says, Karpanya dosho bhata svabhava prachami tvam dharma samudha chetaha yakshreya nishchitam bruhitanme sisyastyaham siddhimam tam prapanyam. Now I'm confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and his soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. That's what Arjuna asked Krishna. And here we see also the same thing is happening. Maharaj Parikshit, he kind of humbly asked. He asked the sages, what is my immediate duty? And Maharaj Parikshit, we have seen in many instances, he followed in the footsteps of his ancestors. They were all great personalities and great devotees of Lord Shri Krishna. Srila Prabhupada writes in his purport that the perfect duty of everyone is to render devotional service under the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. So Maharaj Parikshit was already aware of this fact that he wanted all the great sages assembled there to give their verdict on his conviction. Maharaj Parikshit took a very humble position and he respected all the sages as his superiors, even though he himself was a great devotee and he was well aware of his only duty was to do devotional service to the Lord. So Lord Shri Krishna also confirmed this in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, text 47. Yoginam api sarvesham madgatinantar atmanaha sraddhavan bhajate yomam some yukta tamo mataha. Of all yogis, the one with great faith who always abide in me, think of me within himself and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and in the highest of all. And is the highest of all. This is my opinion. So here also, Lord Shri Krishna is saying, of all the yogis, the one with great faith. That means that not all the yogis have great faith. Only some of them have. That's why most of the yogis are still waiting in Brahmaloka. So, so Sukadeva Goswami here, in conclusion, Sukadeva Goswami, he says to everyone that the duty of everyone is to just do a devotional service. Our permanent duty in life is to render devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. So dear devotees, I will stop here and I will jump to Damodar pastime, if it's okay with you, with your permission. And if we have any question, I will take at the end if you have time. Thank you. So we know about Damodar Lila. We know that I'm sure on this platform here, everyone knows the story of baby Krishna or Damodar Lila. Every day, devotees are offering lamps and ghee lamps and singing the Damodar Astakam. And we know that thanks to Srila Prabhupada, because if Srila Prabhupada wasn't here, we would not know. He painstakingly translated the Vedic literature into English language, and thereafter, excuse me. And thereafter, his disciple translated the same in many different languages. So thus allowing the whole world to know about the Supreme Lord. I'm so sorry, I don't know what's happening today. So this beautiful pastime, so if Srila Prabhupada hasn't translated, I don't think anybody would know about it. So there have been many great acharyas who have commented on different aspects of Damodar Lila. So I have chosen some commentaries of one of these great personalities. So before I start Damodar Lila, I would like to introduce this personality. He's a historical personality. He's called Hari Suri. So some people call him Hari Suri. And this personality is expert commentator is on the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10. And we also know that Srila Prabhupada named a disciple of him, after this Hari Suri. So since I'm going to quote from his commentaries, I would like to talk a little bit on this personality first. So Hari Suri wrote commentaries only on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and that also only on the first 49 chapters. That is a pastime of Krishna in Vrindavan. He passed away when he was about to ride on when Akrura took Krishna away from Vrindavan. He was born in Nasik in the Kashyap Gotra Brahmana family. He was born in 1810. So he appeared after all the Gaudiya Acharyas had left the planet Earth. So that is why his name is not mentioned by any of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. He even appeared after Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur left. In his family lineage, they were followers of Saint Tukaram, who according to Chaitanya Chaitamrit, had contact with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Saint Tukaram was spreading Sankirtan movement everywhere in Maharashtra. So Hari Suri's family was influenced by Tukaram, by Saint Tukaram. And then through his lineage, he obtained mantras to worship the Lord. At the age of 30, he took a very severe vow to satisfy Lord Sri Krishna. He was determined that since he had got this wonderful human form of life, and that is also favorable, meaning he was born in India, and he decided to give it a very good trial to see how much he can take on his vow. So he wanted to try to achieve Lord Sri Krishna in this very life. So his vow was as follows. Every morning, he would wake up before sunrise, take his bath, and chant his Gayatri mantra. He would chant the entire Vishnu Sahasranam, that is the 1,000 name of Vishnu. And then he would read the verses of the 12 chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam. So after that, he would serve the cows for 1.5 hours daily. And after all these chores, then he would take a morsel of food. He was willing to continue his vow throughout his life because he wanted to please Lord Shri Krishna by executing this vow. So this vow continued for 12 years. After 12 years, he wrote in his commentaries that one day while he was serving the cows, he felt a pat on his back. And with a touch, simply by the touch, he recognized, he understood that it was a hand of Lord Shri Krishna. So he looked behind and he had darshan of Shri Krishna. Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, Janma safalatar Krishna darshan jar, bhagya hoi achhe ek bar. His life is successful, who has attained Krishna at least once. So with great tapasya, Hari Suri got a glance of Lord Krishna. He turned back and he had tears in his eyes. Actually, his name was Hari Baba Sastri. So he got darshan of Lord Shri Krishna. And when he was 42 years old, at that time, that's what when he met Lord Shri Krishna, when he was 42 years old. At that time, Lord Shri Krishna addressed him using one name, Arbaka. Arbaka meaning my dear child. Shri Krishna told him that he had accepted Hari Suri in the spiritual world already as one of his eternal family members. So after giving up this material body, he would attain the spiritual world. But before leaving this world, he had to accomplish something. So with folded hand, Hari Suri asked the Lord what he had to accomplish. And what did he have to accomplish? Shri Krishna told him that in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there are so many of his pastimes, and there are reasons why he had executed such pastimes. And at that time, Krishna told him that even an ordinary person does not perform an activity without a reason. Everyone, whatever we do, we have a reason behind it. So even the smallest activity we perform, we keep some seed in our heart. So for every activity, Lord Shri Krishna had so many reasons. So he asked Hari Suri, So there are so many hidden secrets behind my activities that I performed. So at that time, Sri Krishna told him, Tat sarvam tava buddhi gocharam anayasam karisye. I will transfer all the reasons why I performed my leelas into your heart. Krishna told him, simply likha, meaning simply write. Write what I'm going to transfer into your heart. So because you're expert in Sanskrit grammar and poetic, so simply write, Dear Hari. Lord Shri Krishna also gave him a name and a title, Suri, which means very intelligent person. From that day, his name was Hari Suri. So in first 49 chapters, there are almost 2,500 verses that Sukadeva Goswami spoke, and Hari Suri commentaries are 4,590 verses explaining all the secrets behind Krishna's pastime. So he took the severe vow and he wrote the commentaries called the Bhakti Rasayanam. It's in Sanskrit, of course, or the elixir of bhakti. So to write 4,500 verses explaining Sri Krishna's Leela from different angles is not the task of an ordinary person. So Hari Suri left his body at the young age, so that today we will try to scratch the surface a little bit, since I don't have the appropriate knowledge to understand this great literature which Hari Suri had compiled in his Bhakti Rasayanam, so which is in Sanskrit. So here we see the pastime of Lord Shri Krishna in the months of Kartik is the most amazing dealings with Mother Yasoda. This is the childhood pastime with Mother Yasoda. Everybody, not only Mother Yasoda, everybody, I think, we love this pastime. Lord Shri Krishna appeared in Vrindavan to demonstrate his pure love to his pure devotee. Mother Yasoda, I think she's the purest devotee of all. That's why she got the chant. Even Devaki, Mata Devaki, Krishna was born and then Krishna left. So all the childhood pastime was spent with Mother Yasoda. So his pure devotee loved, he loved his pure devotee. He loved all his pure devotees. So we know that Shri Krishna was famously known as Makhanchor in Vraja. Too many complaints were being made to Mother Yasoda. So she decided, she said, maybe my child is not happy. So she decided to prepare the butter herself. Because of maybe the servants were not doing it with a proper mindset. So, and then that's why Krishna was not satisfied and he was going to steal from others. So Nanda Maharaj had 900,000 cows and there was no scarcity of milk or milk products at the house. So then why was Shri Krishna stealing from others? Can anybody answer, please? Let's make it a little interactive. Why was Krishna going to steal from others? Anyone? Okay. So Sri Krishna was stealing butter from others just to fulfill their desires, because while performing the house chores, the gopis would pray to Krishna to come and taste the butter at the house so the cows would give more milk. Are you? Can you hear me properly?
Yes,
Krishna?
Mataji,
Yes,
we
Mataji.
can,
Yes,
we
Mataji.
can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Because nobody's answering. That's why I think maybe I'm talking on my own. So also, all the gopis, they went to complain to Mother Yasoda just because they wanted to have a glance of Krishna. They wanted to see Krishna. They wanted to look at him, how beautiful he was. And so Mother Yasoda, so on Diwali day, Mother Yasoda she decided, she woke up early, she took her bath, she dressed in herself in very nice in yellow silk garments, she put on multi-flowers on her hair and decorated her body with nice ornaments. Then she started churning the yogurt and was glorifying the pastimes of Shri Krishna by singing. So Vyasadeva, he wrote in Bhagavatam 10.9.2, Yani yani hagitani tat bala charitani cha tadhi nirmamante tane kale smaranti tani agayate. So while churning, she remembered the childish activities of Krishna, and in her own way, she composed songs and enjoyed singing to herself about those activities. She didn't to read from anywhere. She just did it, whatever Krishna was doing, she put it in song, and it is very, very beautiful, very long. It's very beautiful. So I know some part of the songs, very beautiful songs, but not the whole song. So she was completely absorbed in glorifying the supernatural pastime of Krishna with closed eyes. Here, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur wrote that Mata Yasoda's bangles were making sounds of kartala, and the sound produced by churning process was like mridanga. The transcendental malati flowers on Mother Yasoda's hair thought that she was rendering service to Krishna, and so they should not be on her hair, they should be at her feet. So when she starts running, all the flowers will come to her feet. We will see later on. So in the spiritual world, everything is animate. So somebody can say, how come flowers talking? So they are personified. As it was early morning, Krishna was sleeping in his room, and hearing the song, he woke up and he went to look for his mother. Krishna found his mother churning the yogurt. He went and held the churning rod without saying anything, but just to exercise his right as the beloved son of Mother Yasoda. So it was very risky to hold the rod when it is in motion. We know that anything when it's in motion, it's difficult to hold, to stop it. But Krishna was very confident that his mother would stop churning immediately. So here, why did Krishna hold the rod? Anyone, any explanation why? Okay, so Hari Suri, he writes here, to give beautiful explanation. He writes, Mai prite nabhi karmani ujjite api kritantaja yato dandu dharo asmin aham evati abhuja. Once love for me have been attained, there is no question of fear of Yamraja, who holds its chastising rod. When it comes to my devotees, it is me who becomes Dandadharu, or the holder of the rod. So he's telling his mother, why are you making, you have already achieved me. Why are you making so much effort? So you should stop. And Mother Yashoda, looking at her beloved son, she realized that her son was hungry. So she looked at her and smiled, realized, yeah, he's hungry. He needs to be fed. But we know that Krishna is not hungry. Krishna is not hungry. But Mother Yasoda took Krishna on her lap and she started breastfeeding her. So, but Sri Krishna, he was not hungry for milk. He was hungry for the love of his devotee. He wanted to be with Mother Yasoda. So in Vrindavan, Sri Krishna exhibits all the qualities of a normal child. Outside Vrindavan, he is Grambira. We can see all these incarnations that he takes. So here we see both mother and son were very happy. Mother Yasoda was exhibiting her extreme love for Krishna. But when two people are happy, there's a third one who is not happy most of the time. So here we see Mother Yasoda had put milk to boil on the stove, and suddenly she could hear the milk overflowing. So she put Krishna down as she could put Krishna down to go and check the milk. So as I said before, in spiritual world, everything is animate. So the milk on the stove was watching this pastime, and the milk was thinking, Mother Yasoda have got unlimited supply of milk for Krishna, and there was no chance that Krishna would consume it. So it decided to commit suicide. That's what it's doing by jumping into the fire, from the pot into the fire. So here a question may arise, how can the milk think or act? So this, somebody can give me an answer here.
Mataji,
Anyone?
can I give?
Sorry, Prabhuji, say again.
Haribol Mataji, Shubham this side. Can I try?
Can you be a bit clear, Subham? I cannot hear properly.
Is it clear now, Mataji?
Yes.
So I guess in spiritual world, we are not talking about the material world. In the spiritual world, everything around Krishna is alive and has consciousness. And that's why milk is not the normal milk which we see in the normal days here in earth. It's a spiritual milk. Everything around Krishna is spiritual. So it has consciousness, it has thoughts. So that's why milk in the pot is thinking that, like, what is my use? As you said, what is my use if Krishna is getting the milk from Mother Yashoda? And that's why milk is trying to commit suicide. It's same like flowers. Flowers fall on the ground, thinking that they want to provide a nice carpet to Mother Yashoda and Krishna. So
thank you Shubham. At least I know you're not sleeping.
No, it's 3 p.m.
So okay, thank you. We all know that the Damodar Astakam, right? What is the last stanza? That one I think devotees can tell me. The last stanza of the Damodar Astakam. We recite every day. Okay. Namaste Dhamne Spuraditi Dhamne. What does it mean? I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent rope which binds your belly. We read that every day, translation and the song also. So can we offer obeisances to a dead rope? Who can do that? Why would we do that? That rope was a magical rope. It retracted and it extended by its own will, by the will of the Lord. Now, Mother Yashoda saw that breast milk could stay in her breast, but the milk on the stove would be wasted. So she put Krishna down and went into the kitchen to save the overflowing milk. So now another question. This one, Mataji can please unmute and tell me. So was it okay for Mother Yashoda to leave Krishna and go to rescue the milk? Devotees, please.
No, I don't think so.
No?
No.
Okay. Mother Yashoda is a pure devotee. She cannot be wrong. She was more concerned about Krishna's well-being. So she wanted to save the best of milk because she selected from the best cows. And then she displaced Krishna for a little while, just put him down and went to save the milk to please him permanently. Displease him temporarily to please him permanently. But was Krishna happy? Srila Prabhupada quote in Bhagavad Gita 10.10, Tesam satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadhami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantite. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So Mother Yashoda wanted to save the milk, but here we know what happened is Mother Yashoda was in a dilemma, doesn't know what to do. Should I put Krishna down? It's the same thing happened to us also. When there is a festival or we have so much to do at home, we don't know what to do. We say we have so much to do, which service to take first? And then we just think about it. And then Krishna gives us this understanding that, yes, which service to do first? So that's what happened. So now Krishna got very angry when Mother Yashoda left him to go to attend to the overflowing milk. He saw that he has left his Golok Dham, his ocean of milk, and came as a son of Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda. And how dare she leave me and go to attend to some milk? He saw that he did not have any value there. He said that he is a cause of all causes. Yet, because of some cheap milk, he was neglected. So he decided to do something bad so that to get the attention of his mother. That's what he was going to do. So spotting the big precious pot of butter that his mother has been churning, he picked a rock, smashed the pot at the bottom. Why at the bottom? So in this way, all the contents leaked out and there was no meat to save any. So the yogurt was spilled everywhere. So seeing the mess, Krishna got scared and he ran and hid in a room and began to eat the freshly churned butter. He sat on a wooden grinding mortar, which was turned upside down, and he was feeding the monkeys also. So some commentators stated that feeding the monkeys was like paying back to them when the Lord came as Ramachandra in Treta Yuga. The monkeys helped him to build the bridge to Lanka. Here, when Mother Yashoda came back after rescuing the milk from the stove, she saw the mess. At first she smiled, saying that her son was smart. he broke the pot in a way where nothing could be saved. Also, she thought that what was the use of saving some milk at the cost of losing more, because the amount of milk, the quantity of milk that she used to making the butter was much more than what was on the stove. So something in the process of saving some, we lose more. So, sometimes when we try to save something, save a little bit, we lose more. In this regard, Harisuri told a story. So he says, once there was a Brahmana in Ujjain who took the vow of giving one handful of red kidney bean on Dwadashi to whoever beggars come to his place. So he started giving. And he gave for a couple of months, and then he saw that more beggars were coming. So he decided, he said, my hand is too big, my palm, if I give one, so I'm giving more. He had his young daughter-in-law who just got married, and he said, my daughter-in-law, his hand is very small, let me try, tell my daughter-in-law to give to the beggars. So when the beggars came, they didn't come for the kidney bean. They came to see the beautiful girl. And this news was spread in the villages around. And so all the beggars more beggars started coming. Then the Brahmana realized that I try to save a little bit now, so many beggars are coming, I have to give more. So here it happened. Mother Yashoda wanted to save some milk from the stove, and Krishna did what he did, and then Mother Yashoda lost more. So Mother Yashoda said, if Krishna could do such mischievous things at his place, what was he doing at the Gopi's house? How was he behaving there? So she decided to punish Krishna. Picking a small stick in her hand, she followed the Krishna's footprints, butter-smeared footprints. And Krishna was sitting in the room. And when Krishna saw Mother Yashoda with a stick in her hand, he started running. He got scared and he started running. Srila Vyasadeva wrote in Srimad Bhagavatam 3.25.42, Madbhayat bhati vato ayam suryastapti madbhayat varsatindro dahati agnir vrityus charati madbhayat. It is because of my supremacy that the wind blows out of fear of me, the sun shines out of fear of me, and the Lord of the clouds, Indra, sends 4 showers out of fear of me. Fire burns out of fear of me, and death goes about taking its toll out of fear of me. And here we see the same Krishna. He is scared of Mother Yashoda. So he is experiencing great fear. He's running, he's crying. So that was he did that just to increase the glories of his devotee. So while Mother Yashoda was running to catch Krishna, she was sweating and her hair became loose and all flowers were falling down, but she did not stop. She continued running, and Krishna would not allow her to catch him. And why? Now another answer. Please, can anybody tell me why? Why Krishna would not allow himself to be caught by Mother Yashoda?
Because he was trying to see the effort, like you need.
Yes, that is also there. But Krishna never looks at anyone who has even a bit of anger toward him. He will never look at that person. So even though they were all good, they have all good qualities and all favorable knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but if somebody has a little tinge of like enviousness, so that's why we are here, we are envious of him. So so here, this message Krishna made clear: whoever is kind of jealous or angry or something toward me, I don't even look at them. So when Mother Yashoda threw the stick away, Krishna allowed himself to be bound, to be caught. And then he started crying and rubbing his eyes. So Mother Yashoda asked him, tell me, Krishna, who broke the butter pot? So what was the answer? Who can give an answer? What did Krishna reply? So Krishna replied that it is a punishment from Paramatma, which is true because he's Paramatma, right? And then Mother Yashoda asked him, who fed the monkeys? He said, the one who has created the monkeys, has the responsibility to feed them. So again, he created everyone. He has a responsibility to feed them. So Mataji told Krishna that he was a big thief and a big liar. Srila Jiva Goswami had this realization in Gopal Champu. Krishna said all these great sages who have all the great sages of the universe, they are saying, they are chanting the glories of Krishna, and which can destroy the six enemies: lust, anger, greed, pride, attachment, and jealousy. So the sages have established his name and his fame. And here he is in front of Mother Yasoda, who is exhibiting anger. So Mother Yasoda is kind of trying to denigrate Krishna in a way, right? So because for Mother Yasoda, Krishna is her son, he's not God, right? So our goal of life is to satisfy Lord Shri Krishna, to obtain his mercy. But if we don't satisfy him and try to get some material benefit in life, we lose more than we intend to save. And Krishna also runs away from us. So, but if we go and then we go back toward Krishna again, then he is approachable, because when he sees we are repenting, repentance should be there, then he's approachable, he accepts us. So we know that Mother Yasoda tried to bind Krishna and the rope was 2 fingers short. So this is realization of Harisuri. Every time she added more rope, still she could not bind Krishna. Why? Because when Krishna glances at someone, that person gets liberated. So Krishna looked at the rope and the rope got liberated. Now, how can a liberated entity put someone in bondage? It is not feasible. So seeing his mother's endeavor, Krishna accepted to be bound. Krishna is very merciful. And in Bhagavad Gita 1.19.23, he says, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana pariyupasate te sam nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. So this is in Bhagavad Gita. And we know that Krishna, Mother Yasoda bound, finally she could bind Krishna. And then because Krishna allowed himself to be bound, so the shortness of the 2 fingers represent first the devotee's endeavor, because Mother Yasoda was sweating and she was trying and trying, she would not stop. And second is Krishna's mercy. So Krishna was testing his pure devotee. Who can catch Krishna? Nobody can catch Krishna. Only our love, our devotion toward him make us go toward him, make him come toward us also. If we make 1 step toward Krishna, he'll make 10 steps toward us. That's what he says. And then so we know that he bound Krishna with a grinding motor, and what happened after the two personalities came out. And also, I'm not going into detail because lack of time. And so Krishna was just doing all his Leela. He always displayed wonderful pastimes to increase the parental affection of Nanda Maharaj and Yasoda Mai, who both felt surprise and joy at the same time. They all loved whatever he was doing. Even he was mischievous, all of them, everybody loved him. Even we love him. So I'll stop here. I'll say Kartik Mans ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, devotees, for putting up with me with my nonsense computer and all. So if you have any questions or any comments, please, you can go ahead. Also, there is Bhishma Panchak who has started. People can fast, devotees can fast for the 5 days. And the fast is very, very austere, but we cannot do it here. Like there are the Panchagavya, 5 product of cow, which we can take. And then there is Ekadashi Prasad, fruits and roots. And we can also, some people can have dal and rice only boiled without salt. And we can give tarpan to Bhishma Dev. We can do prayers. And with that, Lord Vishnu is very happy when we do that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So any questions or comments, please go ahead. Thank you. Please forgive me for all the mistakes I've made. Forgive me for my laptop playing up. And I know maybe it was Krishna's arrangement. That's all I can say. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for a wonderful class. Very nice class. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So if there is no comments or questions, we will end the session because I think I've exhausted the time. No question? No comments? Okay, Mataji, so I'll stop sharing and you can end the session. We will say the prayer, Vanchakalpatarvyasya. Vanchakalpatarvyasya kripa
Devacha patitanam pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. There's some nice comments in the
Thank
chat
you so much,
box,
Mataji, for the very
Mataji.
nice class. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. It was
Thank you.
wonderful
Thank you,
class.
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Thank you, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Mataji. Absolutely. Please accept my humble obeisances. The class was so wonderful. You gave so many good examples, so many different stories which we're not aware of. Thank you for enlightening us for all the subtleties, which we didn't know. It was wonderful. I didn't want to disturb you, Mataji. It was lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.